What's up, yo? Welcome back. Thanks for tuning in. 88 Fitness Live every Sunday, 12 Eastern Time. Today we are talking about bodybuilding budget part 2. Avoid these contests as prep money traps. But first,
updates. All right, what updates do we have for them, James?
Well, if you saw, I gained a whole bunch of weight on vacation, but that's no surprise there. Heni, my client, Heni's peak week today. Yesterday started peak week. She competes Saturday next week at the Heroes Classic.
Yeah, Heni's doing the NPC American Heroes Championship and NPC Battle Royale. So I'm really excited for her. She is a first responder, a helicopter medic. So that's a pretty cool career there. And, I appreciate all she does for everyone. So it's a really fun competition to do and just see all of the, firefighters, paramedics, law enforcement, and military personnel competing. So super fun show. It's out in Laurel, Maryland, if anyone is around and would like to come check her out. But yeah, she plans to compete in women's bodybuilding. So way to go, Heni. You made it through another prep. It's time to go. So can't wait to see how she does.
Yeah, she looks great. She looks ready, and she looks way better than her first comp, which is the big win.
Yeah, absolutely. She's gained a significant amount of muscle mass. So we'll definitely toss some photos of Miss Heni next weekend up there for you guys. I had some updates as well. So I didn't quite gain as much weight as James on vacation. I think I am up about 6 pounds since last week, which is good, you guys. I actually needed to put some weight back on. It was kind of rare that I was losing weight and got below contest weight after the show. So this is a good thing for me to put that weight on.
Extremely rare.
Yeah, I suspect, though, that I'm still kind of holding a lot of water, so I do think that I will lose a couple of those pounds over the week. Not that I'm trying to, but we'll see kind of what happens there. Hey, good morning, Big T. How's it going?
Big T's on. Welcome back, Big T. Yeah.
The other big update I had for you guys, I was really excited. I finished some of my CEUs for my personal training cert. I took the Scientific Principles of Muscle Growth course from the Science of Sculpture company. So it's actually perfect timing because it goes through all things hypertrophy. So just in time for my hypertrophy series. So I can't wait to share all of those tips and secrets there for you guys for building muscle. So definitely stay tuned. Be on the lookout for that series.
Dave and Buster's back. Welcome back, Dave. Good morning.
And then the last update we have for you guys, which you guys have all been really waiting for, is next week, the Apparel store goes live. Yes, finally, you guys can get on there and order some merch. So I'm really excited. We'll definitely show you some of the items next week, and you guys can go on there live and start purchasing things. So definitely tune in next week for that, and we'll share the link with you guys.
88 Health and Wellness is on. Thanks for tuning in. 88 Health and Wellness. All right.
Yeah, if you guys aren't tracking, 88 Health and Wellness is like our sister channel. So Patricia Coates, our other trainer, shares a lot of tips from healthy meals to juicing to, how can you make those gains when you're 50 plus. So definitely hop over to 88 Health and Wellness YouTube channel and check that out. But yeah, so this week, the topic is part 2 for our budget bodybuilding. Last week, if you guys missed it, we went through all those tips for how do you meal prep when you're on a budget, how do you, get supplements when you're on a budget and all that good stuff. This week, part 2 is a little different. It's more related to the contest prep side of bodybuilding. But don't worry, all of you guys out there that may not be a competitor that steps on stage, perhaps you are leaning out for a photo shoot, vacation. All of these tips still apply to you. So definitely stay tuned for that today.
And fire away any questions. If you're not competing, it doesn't matter. You can ask any question you got. We're live. We'll answer it if we can. And Aileen is back. Welcome back, Aileen.
Aileen makes me hungry every Sunday. He starts posting what he's barbecuing or prepping. Yeah. man, he has some good meals.
My brother went to Canada, Aileen, and he came back talking about poutine.
He
Poutine.
did. He
And I
sure
said,
did.
what the heck is poutine? Well, now I know, and your poutine looked delicious.
It looked awesome. For sure. All right, you guys, so let's kick off today's live session. We're going to start by talking about coaching and programs. We started to touch on this last week, and then we paused because we were already over time. But yeah, if you are getting some type of personal training or coaching, the cost can definitely add up. It is not cheap by any means. So there's definitely some things you want to be on the lookout for.
Yes, and if it is your first time, get a coach. Do yourself a favor, get yourself a coach. The information's out there. It is, books, internet, and it is. The information's out there. What's not out there is experience. Get yourself a coach that has some experience. You're going to pay some money, but it's highly worth it for your first show.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's funny with the AI, right? So people ask this all the time, like, well, can I just use AI and build my custom program? Actually, for my recent prep, I kind of ran ChatGPT alongside me the whole time, kind of asking it questions. And there was a lot where I think, it doesn't know. So it gives you its best guess. And there was a lot of like self-correction that I had to do in there and say, well, no, that's not quite right. Like, this is what actually is going on within the body or happening. And it's interesting because you can watch it kind of learn and evolve, but you needed to know enough to call out and say, no, that's not quite right. So I think coaching does go a long way. Like James said, the experience that the person has, you really can't find that out on the internet too easily.
No. Aileen says with chicken poutine, so more chicken and fries.
I like it.
Heavy on the protein, baby. A note on AI, as of right now, it is very not accurate. I asked it, why does it give wrong answers? And it says, I am programmed to give wrong answers. I'm not programmed to say I don't know. So keep that in mind if you're using AI. It will tell you the wrong answer with the utmost confidence, like it's right, when it is not. So if you're using AI, you better confirm the answers you're getting.
Yeah. So I think that's what makes it challenging to kind of use that for your programming. It'll get you pretty close, right? Like it might give you a 75, 80% solution, but if you're a competitor and you're getting ready for the stage, like 75 to 80%, not going to cut it, right? Like we want 100%. You're putting the work and the time in. So
I'm not a fan. AI gave me the wrong answer. I asked it why it gave me the wrong answer and gave it the answer that was wrong and told me to give me a different answer. And it gave me the same answer with a different name. And I said, no, you were wrong again. You just gave me the same answer with a different name.
Yeah, James is not a fan, as you can tell. I do love, working with it and learning how like the large language models work. But yeah, definitely still needs some work there.
It might be something one day, but today you better confirm every answer you get off of AI because it is not right.
Yeah. So the other thing to be on the lookout with the coaching is like, prices change dramatically, right? Like you can have low end, very like low cost, and you can have very high cost. And so you kind of have to weigh out like what is the value that you're getting for the cost? Does that make sense? Is it like an industry norm for the price? And all of that. And so one of the things that James and I have seen is that there are some really expensive coaches out there, but they're actually recycling programs for their clients.
Yeah, and remember also, you're going to get what you pay for. So if you get a super cheap coach, you're probably going to get super cheap information.
Right.
And there are coaches out there that say they would do it for free. Oh boy, you better run. You better run fast. Don't go cheap and don't go free. Yeah. Aileen said, I might need a coach to go bigger legs than James.
There you go. I feel a little competition coming on. Did you measure those quads, Aileen?
Oh, we forgot to measure. Aileen did measure his quads. He posted it. We forgot we were supposed to measure yesterday and forgot.
Yeah.
So right now.
We should have measured right after leg day so we get that sarcoplasmic hypertrophy there.
Hit legs yesterday, first day back from vacay, feeling good. I mean, I'm sore than sore, but feeling good, ready to grow these legs, baby. And we need to get the measuring tape out after this.
Yes, for sure, for sure. So yeah, just make sure if you're paying like 300 plus a month, that adds up. So make sure you're actually getting the value for what you're paying. And it can be hard to detect whether you're getting some kind of cookie cutter routine or not. I guess like part of it is just like asking your coach questions, right? Like most people have very specific needs. So if they can't answer like why something's in your program, chances are that's definitely a cookie cutter routine.
And are they using an app?
Mm-hmm.
If they're using an app, you can fire them and use the app they're using, because that's all they're doing is putting your information in and spitting it out from the app.
That was one thing I noticed. We had a batch of contestants a while back, a couple of years ago, and their workouts really didn't make sense. And the reason it didn't make sense is that they were being generated from an app, which is very limited in what exercises you can select. So those exercises weren't really addressing the asymmetries and things that they needed. They needed very specific exercises that can't easily be customized in a cookie cutter app. And so that's what was going on there. It wasn't like the trainer wasn't trying, to do it. It's just they were using that app, so they were limited to what they could give the clients. So yeah, just be on the lookout for that.
Like I said, fire them and just get the app. You save a heck of a lot of money, but an app isn't going to give you what a coach can give you.
Yeah.
They don't have the experience. It's just like AI. They're just going to take information, spit it back out. Could be wrong, could be right. If you have the experience, you can realize what's wrong and what's right. If you don't have the experience, you better get a coach.
Yeah. So yeah, like one of the biggest things we were seeing, there was a lot of like just nonsense exercises in there, whether it was like goblet squats, air squats. We're like, whoa, these aren't even like muscle building exercises. What are you doing? Like, we need to like go back to the basic compounds and, all this if we're trying to target growth.
Same thing with a diet.
Mm-hmm.
If you got a cookie cutter diet or they're using an app to give you the diet, the same thing. You can have, I train, 4 girls for the same competition. All 4 of them are different calories. They're not going to be able to sustain and lose at the same rate with the same calories, the same cardio. It's not possible. Everybody's different. If you're getting a cookie cutter diet, fire your coach immediately. If you're getting cookie cutter cardio, fire your coach immediately. Mm-hmm. They are not helping you out. They're taking your money and laughing behind your face.
Yeah, when we work with a client, like we'll ask them a lot of questions like, okay, well, where are you working out? Are you working at home, a Planet Fitness? And in fact, usually I will ask them, hey, can you just take a video walking me around your gym?
See what you got.
That way I can see what equipment, and then all the exercises are customized for that equipment and what you have available. Same with the food. I have a lot of clients who are like, hey, I have digestion issues. Like I can't have raw veggies. I can't have raw fruits. So what do you know? I'm not going to put that stuff in their diet. I'm going to take the time to ask them, what are your preferences? What do you like to eat? Sometimes I'll even ask them to do a 3-day diet journal, and I'll work those same foods in there, but in a way that is manageable and sustainable for their goals. So,
Angel back. Good morning, Angel.
Angel.
Yes, we had these same 4 girls had the same diet for peak week, which was tilapia and
asparagus. My favorite, you guys.
Oh my goodness. We went into the girl's hotel room and she was like, do I have to eat this? I said, no, you don't have to eat tilapia and asparagus again for the 17th time in 1 week. No, you don't. Go ahead and grab something else or don't eat.
Yeah.
King Darius, morning, y'all. How long do you guys give your clients for prep? Great question.
It's individualized.
Great question. If it's your first show, I recommend 16 weeks, but highly recommend 20 weeks.
Yeah, especially for the females, 20 weeks. And everyone's different, y'all. So that's another thing. Like, if you are finding a prep coach and they're like 12 weeks, you're like, wait a minute, do I really need 12 weeks? Like, it varies depending on the level of conditioning that the client's in and how well and how fast they respond to cutting.
Have they competed before? Do they know how well they can cut?
Right.
Do they know how fast they can cut? So if I have a client who's done it before with me, I have an idea. So maybe we can go under 16 weeks, save you a little bit of money. But for your first one, 20 weeks.
Yeah, I mean, err on the side of more time than less time. Like James said, I had a bikini athlete that first time around 16 weeks, she responds very quickly. So this time we say, you know what, let's go with a 10-week cut just so we can stay in the building phase for a little longer. So she's only a few weeks out at this point, I think like 5 or 6. So almost there.
But once again, you know, we know the client, we know what they can do, we know what their body can do, we know we've done it before with them. So the experience once again plays a role in how long you do your prep.
Right.
But again, first show, I would highly recommend 20 weeks, definitely no shorter than 16.
Yeah, I mean, you guys need to really look at how much weight do you think you need to lose, which a coach, if you hire one, can give you kind of an estimate based on how you look. But yeah, you don't want to be losing weight too aggressively because you could accidentally waste some of that muscle away. So be careful there for sure.
Yeah, and Camille hit it. How lean are you when you start?
Right.
If you got to lose 100 pounds in 20 weeks.
That's not going to work.
Ooh, baby, we got some work cut out for us, right?
Yeah.
So that's a big part of it.
So in some terms of some red flags for the like coaching and programs, you know, make sure that whoever you're working with is actually doing check-ins. Like that's not going to really work if you're just snapping out a routine and they're not checking on you. Like they're not putting that effort in. Like part of giving you a program is the check-in, or make sure you're clarifying what comes in terms of checking in.
Yeah, 100%. I haven't come across that one. Have you?
I definitely have. Well, they'll just like give you the program and then let you go off, and they're like, you're expected to, like, I will actually ask my clients, like, hey, you haven't sent your check-in photos.
Yeah.
Like I stay on top of them because that's part of what they're paying me for, is that like accountability.
How do you adjust? So we adjust diet weekly from the check-ins. If you don't have a check-in, how do you adjust the diet?
Exactly. Be on the lookout for like some type of like generic template. If you're training with the person, be on the lookout if they're not correcting your form and giving you that positive kind of assurance you're doing the exercises and things right. Like if they're just sitting there, you know, playing on their phone the whole time while you're doing the squats and are not actively correcting you, that's an issue.
It is, but at the competition level, you should know how to exercise with proper form already.
Yeah.
You might need some tweaks, but 90% of it you should have down if you're competing. If you're at that level.
Yeah, and make your coaches work, you guys. Like if you have questions like, why am I doing this exercise? Like you should be asking them like, why did you put squats before the lunges? Why am I training, you know, rear delts today? Like ask them these questions and they should be able to answer them. And it's sort of a red flag if they can't answer that, because that means they probably gave you some cookie cutter program.
That is correct. And I'm going to say vet your coach. You know, I've been doing this for a long, probably 15 years now. I've been coaching. I've only had one client vet me. She said, how long you been doing this? How successful are you? Do you have any pro cards? Do you have any clients that got their pro cards? I loved it. But she was the only one in 15 years to vet me. You should 100% vet your coaches, and they should definitely have some experience to show you. Here's what my client did. Here's the pictures. Here's where they placed. Here's where they competed, etc. If they don't, well, I might want to think about a different coach there. Terrence, do you guys work with clients out of state that are on prep for bodybuilding competition? Yes, I'm working with a guy from Georgia right now. Big Dean, baby. He's a couple weeks out.
I've done a lot of posing with clients out of state. I don't really recommend that. If you are a posing client, I recommend you find someone in person, but I've worked with quite a few that have been out of state.
Yeah, Detroit, Texas, all
over California.
Yep. We work with quite a few out of state. It's not, if you can find a coach that's local, it's always better. But if they can't find a good one local, absolutely go online and find one that's not local.
Yeah, and I'm 100% honest with them. I recently had a client reach out. She wanted posing from California for women's physique. And I said, listen, looking at your physique, getting in person, like you could go and win that pro card. Like, and it's the difference between being able to like manually manipulate you to get you into the right poses and not. So to me, that was too high of a cost to tell her, okay, I'll coach you, knowing that she was that close to that pro card. So.
Yeah, I had a kid in Texas. We did a show and he did great. And he's afterwards, he got another coach and he thought I was going to be upset. I said, no, dude, that is 100% your best bet. If you find a good one that you can see in person, that's the best thing you can do for you. I'm not mad. I'm thinking you're doing the great thing, right? You're doing the right thing for you. and I recommend it, you know, so don't worry about it. If you can do something better for you, your coach should want you to do better anyway.
Yeah, we never get salty. We have a lot of people that will try different coaches, whatever. Like, hey, we're here to help you. When you want the help, we're here. If you don't, that's fine. Like, if your coach is getting super emotional and upset about it, like, you know, it's just the sport, right?
So that just shows they haven't been around very long. This is part of the industry. People switch coaches all the time. Most of the time they come back because they go, oh man, these guys don't know what they're talking about. 88 does. So most of the time they come back, but if you get salty and you get mad at them, they're not going to come back. And I've been playing this game even before I was coaching personal training at Gold's Gym. There was 15 trainers at that gym. People jump trainers all the time.
Sure.
If you got salty, you just look stupid. And again, 90% of the time they come right back and say, hey, I tried this dude for 2 weeks. He's doesn't fit well. I'm coming back, James.
Yeah.
So it happens all the time. Don't sweat it. All right, Angel, if you're lucky, you have a reliable training partner.
So hard, Angel.
Hopefully your training partner knows what they're talking about. Dave and Buster, ask your coach, why am I doing these exercises in this order and which day?
Yes, absolutely.
Another good way to vet them. Yep. Aileen, so when you move into Canada, man, I would love to move to Canada, Aileen. Let me tell you, we came back from the mountains, and as soon as I opened the car door and felt the humidity in the air, I said, man, I want to go back to the mountains. Forget this lowland humidity swamp air, but this is where we're at for now.
Yeah.
King Darius, have y'all ever coached anyone in the transformation division?
I have not, I don't think, because it's not offered a whole lot.
Didn't we have somebody do that? Ed. But that was just posing.
Yeah.
So not really. No, we helped a guy with his posing for the transformation category. He lost like 200 and some pounds, but didn't help him with anything else, just his posing on that point.
Yeah, most of the leagues that our clients do don't necessarily have that transformation category. That specific show he's talking about was a league called the IPL that had it, but they haven't been around this area since that show a couple of years ago.
Well, that league was such a fraud. They're probably bankrupt at this point.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, when you're looking for a smarter investment in the training and coaching, definitely make sure your coach is working for what you're paying, right? That they're checking that form, that they're customizing that nutrition for your needs. They're aligning your training program for, you know, where your physique actually is and your lifestyle. And make sure, like Dave and Buster said, they can answer those questions. Why am I doing these exercises in this order, in this day? If they can't do any of that, find another coach, right?
The Vino's back. Welcome back, Vino. Almost forgot about the live. Good morning. We're glad you didn't forget, Vino.
Yeah, for sure. All right, guys, so let's move into part 2. This is kind of like more of that contest prep without going broke. So, you know, in terms of the coaching itself, one of the things you can do is ask your trainer or coach, hey, do you offer a discount for cash payments? Or, you know, if I pay for so many sessions up front, like, can I have a discount on X, Y, and Z? And 99% of the time, your coach is going to say, okay. But if you don't ask, they're not going to really offer that to you. So that's a little, you know, trade secret there for you guys.
Not just coaching. A lot of businesses will give you a cash discount if you ask.
Absolutely.
So always ask, hey, can I get a discount if I pay in cash?
Yep. So yeah, in terms of other costs related to competing's expensive, you guys. I mean, we're talking thousands of dollars between the training, you know, the show fees, registration costs, blah, 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 blah. It definitely adds up. So we're going to take you through some of that and how you can get the best bang for your buck and kind of balance those finances there with this.
And the ladies get the short end of the stick on this one, guys. We save a lot more money than the females do.
Unfortunately. So first and foremost, like if you're going to compete, there are fees associated with competing. One, you have to get your league registration.
Join the league. NPC, OCB, whatever league you're competing in, you're going to have to pay to join the league.
And so you will get that registration. It's usually good for a year. The cost can vary. So for instance, if you're joining the NPC, it's about $150 dollars, and it only covers the calendar year. So depending on when you're competing, you know, you could kind of get gypped there. Whereas OCB is about $115, and it covers the entire year from the time you registered. So there is a little bit of a difference there in the cost. And year to year, that price just keeps going up. I guarantee NPC didn't cost that back when James was competing 20 years ago.
I think it was $25 for the year.
Yeah. King Darius says, yeah, when I watched bodybuilding documentaries and stuff, I didn't realize how expensive it is between food, training, supplements, fees.
Yep.
It's a commitment. I mean, I'm not going to lie. You could like have a couple car payments going for what you're paying for those several months.
Yes. The vino, all these costs make me feel better about having only competed powerlifting. My biggest cost was food.
And that's how it should be, right? Your biggest cost should be the food that you're eating.
So most competitors live the lifestyle anyway. So the food and the supplements, they're already paying for. They're used to paying that. The gym membership, they're used to paying for. It's just the cost of this competition now. We talked about you got to join the league. That costs you $100, $150. Right. Now you got to pay to do the specific show you want to do. So Philadelphia Classic, for example, that's another $100. How much is it? $100, $75?
Yeah. And so when you sign up for the actual show, you're signing up for your division, which is classic physique or women's physique. But inside of that, there's classes, right? So you can do, if you've never competed, true novice, which means, hey, I've never competed before. I'm a complete newbie. Yeah. There's novice, which means like, hey, I've competed, but I haven't placed. Like I haven't placed in that top 4, top 5, and got a medal. And then there's, of course, your masters divisions. So there's usually 35 and up, 40 and up, 50 and up. I mean, heck, at the recent NPC North Americans, there was 70 plus, right?
93.
Yeah, there was a 93-year-old too. And then there's the open class, right? So you could potentially be signed up for like 4 or 5 different classes. I'll tell you guys, like, it's overrated. Unless you just want to pay for the stage time because it's your first time, you don't need to do all of those.
No, you don't. And each class, remember, cost money.
Yeah, $75 to $125, anywhere in between there.
And once again, it's highly overrated, y'all. You're talking to an IFBB pro who's never done novice, never done true novice, never done anything but open and masters.
Right. The only thing I will say that is nice about the true novice class is that it does go first. It's usually like your true novice, your novice, masters, and then open. So if you're a very nervous person, and I would recommend doing maybe a true novice. That way you get those nerves out, or even maybe masters, and then going for the open if you're doing those. But really you need to ask yourself like, hey, how does my physique look? And is it worth me doing these kind of nonsense classes versus just going straight for the open and the masters? And the reason we say that is because only open and masters will qualify you for nationals. Now, granted, if you do masters, you're only qualified for masters nationals. If you do open, you can do either, but that's something to consider.
Yeah, and talk to your coach about this. You know, your coach can help you out, can recommend. We just had Jeff do his first show, and I said, listen, you can do open, but you're not going to do very well.
Right.
So he did true novice and did outstanding in true novice.
And that was it.
And that was it. He didn't waste his money doing open because he wasn't going to place doing open. He didn't waste his money in masters because he wasn't going to place doing masters. He did true novice. That was it. And it was great.
Yeah.
All right. The vino, bodybuilding has more cost because you compete against other people versus competing against yourself. Most respect for bodybuilders for being next level competitors. All right. Angel, James, do you think you would do well in Classic? That's where I got my pro card, brother. Classic Physique. That is where I compete at. I thought about dropping down to Physique because I'm kind of undersized for Classic, but I think I'm going to work on putting on size instead of dropping down to Physique. The vino, I never really thought about what goes into bodybuilding competitions. Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot. So yeah, going back to the classes, I think you just really need to have that honest conversation with your coach, which again, it goes back to like, a reputable coach. They're not going to just tell you to do all these classes for no reason. Like, they need to be able to be honest with you and have a conversation like, hey, I don't think it's really worth doing open for you. You know, maybe you're not quite there size wise or whatever. Like, stick to master, stick to true novice kind of thing.
Yep. King Darius, do you have favorite bodybuilders? Some you look up to? Yeah, of course. We went over this a little bit last week. Ronnie Coleman is definitely the GOAT, greatest of all time. Dorian Yates is my favorite because he used to say, you know, you guys got better genetics, but you're not going to work harder than me.
Yeah.
I'm going to outwork every one of you, and I'm going to beat you. And he did.
Yeah. For me, it was always Dana Lynn Bailey. That's kind of what got me into wanting to do women's physique. I mean, man, she was just fantastic. And for me, like a great physique for what women's physique should be. It's definitely gotten away from that, unfortunately, which makes me a little sad, but definitely she was one of my favorite women's physique athletes.
As far as today goes, I like Wesley Vissers a lot. I like his YouTube a lot. He's got a very good, informative YouTube. Beyond that, Logan Franklin. I'm a big fan of Logan Franklin. He's a big one. These are all classic guys. I'm not naming any bodybuilders.
Yeah.
Samson Duda's got great genetics. We'll see what he can do. He just got beat by Derek Lunsford. But I am a Samson Duda fan if he can nail it. You know, he's got to nail his conditioning. He got beat because he didn't nail his conditioning at the Arnold Classic. So let's see what happens at the Olympia here.
Do you see that? You need to go up against Sam Sulek.
Angel, you need to compete against Sam Sulek.
Everyone would think he was his dad. It'd be really funny. It'd be like, look at father and son competing. At least back when he had long hair.
Yeah. There's a short. I mean, think Sam has short hair now, but there's a short out there we did 100 years ago where my hair was long and frizzy like his. And I was getting asked every day, are you Sam Sulek's dad? I'm like, man, I'm going to have to do a short about this one, baby.
Yeah, that was funny. Someone reposted that too.
I do not think I'm Sam Sulek's dad, by the way.
You better not be.
to my knowledge, I am not Sam Sulek's father.
So yeah, going back to the registration for the classes, be strategic about it. Not only that, if you sign up for 4 things, you're going to be exhausted because you're just going to keep turning and burning out in that stage. I've done it, you guys. For one of the national competitions, I did open and masters, both women's physique and women's bodybuilding. And it was like back to back to back to back. Like that took some posing endurance. And not only that, I think I spent over $1,000 just in registration fees. So there's that.
Yeah. Davino, seeing you guys progress and success and also being willing to give tips here for free says a lot about your love for the sport. Love watching you guys, your energy. Thanks, brother.
Appreciate that.
Oh, man.
All right, so those are the registration costs associated with it. Let's get to the part James is talking about where the girls get gypped. It's the suit, the glam, the sparkle, all of that.
Let's start with the suit.
Yeah, let's start with the suit. For the guys, you guys have to buy, posing trunks. If you're classic physique or bodybuilding, you can pretty much order that off of Amazon. I mean,
$20 to $40.
Yeah. So that's not expensive. The girl suits can range from about 300 all the way up to 1,000 plus. So this is where James is like, the girls got gypped.
Yeah, just starting.
Yeah, I actually love that they introduced the fit model division because the girl suits for now are required to be plain. So you can get one for about $80.
Aileen said the shoes. Don't forget about the ladies' shoes. All men class are barefoot.
Right. That's why I like women's physique and women's bodybuilding, no shoes. But even the shoes, we're talking 100 plus, and they're like bedazzled and all these things. But yeah, going back to the women's custom suits, they're completely blinged out. They didn't start that way, but over time, more and more bling, more and more complicated designs. But y'all, it's not mandatory. James will tell you, he's had a client that had a not totally plain, but limited bedazzled suit and done just fine. Like, you don't need all of that.
So I love women, and this goes back to women. One girl got their suit bedazzled, so now they all have to get their suit bedazzled, right? That first one. Oh, there it is. I want that. So now they all do it, and they're spending thousands of dollars on these bedazzled suits that, like Camille said, isn't even necessary.
Yeah, we recently switched over our recommended suit maker to a company called Swole Suits, and she makes fantastic suits, and the cost is very economical. You know, you got to think about like the materials being used and whether it's really worth the cost. So a lot of suit makers will use Sikorsky crystals. Listen, y'all, you're going to wear this thing like once for 5 minutes on stage. Do you really need Sikorsky crystals, full bling bedazzled? Like that's what's costing you $1,200. Or can you get glass rhinestones put on there and have it be $300 to $500 instead? Like that's way more reasonable. So really ask your suit maker, like, well, what kind of crystals are you using? Can you use glass ones instead of the expensive ones? And again, check out Swole Suits. I really love her suits if you're looking for something affordable. And you guys, Audie from Swole Suits literally just won her OCP Pro card in women's figure last night. So I love that she actually competes and makes suits.
Yeah, she gets it. She's in the sport. She gets it, and she makes great suits. Davino, come on, give these guys a like. They're giving great advice and dedicating their time to help you. Oh, hype man. I like it, Vino.
I love it.
Vino, I love you guys. Instagram, too. Fantastic. Hey,
I appreciate that.
Appreciate it. Yeah, that's a good way to catch us. If you can't get us on YouTube, it's not very friendly for comments, getting back and forth. But you can catch us on Instagram, send an instant message, leave a comment, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah, there's an 88 Fitness Training Instagram. James and I have personal Instagrams, which you can find it if you kind of look hard enough on the 88 one. So yeah, definitely find us on either of those platforms. We love interacting with you guys a little more openly. And don't forget, on our YouTube, you guys can do community posts on your own now. It used to be where only we could do it and you guys could comment, but we turned on a feature that allows you to post pictures and things and polls. So feel free to interact with us that way, or each other, in fact.
It's not very user-friendly, but if you click around a bit, you can figure it out. If you see me making faces here, I apologize. I woke up, something wrong with my eye here. Don't worry about
allergies.
It's going to go away tomorrow. It's nothing serious, but it's hurting me today. So if you see me making faces, I apologize. King Darius, yeah, 88 has really been helping me transition from motivation, discipline. Really appreciate y'all's content. That's what's up, King Darius. Appreciate that, brother. Appreciate you watching.
Yeah. So last comment on the suit, you know, you don't need a custom suit, you guys. You probably know someone that competed. They might be willing to let you borrow their suit. You can also do suit swaps. You can look on Facebook. You can rent suits. I just caution you, if you're going to rent a suit and you feel like you're going to compete again, I don't think the cost is worth it, right? Like you might be paying $380 to rent the suit, but you could pay $380 and just have a suit that you can keep re-wearing. So just be careful on that. I mean, even ourselves, you know, we try to recommend a suit maker to people, but at the end of the day, you know, you can rent, you can borrow, you can do a lot of different things. And just remember, you don't need a fully blinged out suit to win. The physique is what gets you to win, not the suit, not the jewelry, not the hair and makeup. And speaking of hair and makeup, that's a huge cost for the girls. I mean, if you're getting full makeup with false lashes, plan on like $170. If you're doing hair, it's $145. If you're getting extensions put in that hair, plan on $180. So that adds up real quick.
So once again, I love the ladies. One girl got professional hair and professional makeup done. I've been doing this since 2005. Believe me, everybody did their hair and makeup by themselves in 2005. Today, 2025,
90%.
Hardly anybody does their hair because she got it professionally done. I have to get it professionally done.
Yeah. I mean, it is challenged to match, like with the makeup. I think you do need to think about it though, because if you're having to buy custom color foundation because you're going to look like an Oompa Loompa, you know, you've got the cost of buying the physical makeup products that you probably don't own because it's a different shade. So there is that to consider. So think about it. And if you're a first-time person and you're super nervous, I think it could be worth doing professional hair and makeup. It's something you don't have to worry about to take that stress off of you. But the more times you do it, the more comfortable you'll probably get with doing your own hair and makeup. So consider that if you want to save cost.
If you're on a budget, do your own hair and your own makeup. My very first pro card winner, Julia, did her own hair, did her own makeup, did her own nails, did everything herself. And once again, it's the physique that wins the competition, not your hair and makeup.
Right. Yeah, for sure. And then, you know, you got spray tanning, you guys. Like, yeah, that's where, you know, definitely ask them, hey, do you have a discount for cash? But spray tanning can be $160 to $165 just for a spray tan.
Yeah.
So that usually adds up. And this is one area I would not skimp on. I would not do your own tan to save that cost, guys. You won't be the same color as everybody else, or the same kind of like density, tone.
I agree 100%. You should use the professional tanners. Listen, in 2005, there was no such thing as professional tanners. You had to do it yourself. And it is a nasty, long, dirty experience. I did it a few times by myself because, again, there was no professional tanners. You're getting that tan all over your house.
Yeah.
All over your toilet seat, all in your bathtub. I mean, there's tan everywhere. You're cleaning it off for a whole year, and it's still, you'll find a spot of tan somewhere in your house. It's not that bad anymore. Get the professional tanner. You're going to match everybody else's color and tone. You do your own, you're going to look different. You usually look orange, by the way. You don't want to look different. You want to look just like everybody else as far as tone and tan goes.
For sure.
88 Health Wellness, Team 88, feeling the love. Yes, we are. I appreciate you guys. King Darius, a whole year. Trust me, man. It's a 5-day process when you do it at home. You got to put a coat on, shower, next day go do your thing. Put another coat on, shower, do your thing. Well, guess what? After the first coat, everything you touch has tan. Your TV remote, your keyboard, your joystick for your video games, your silverware, your plates. I mean, your bed sheets, you might as well throw them out once the week's done. It's pretty bad. So highly recommend you get the professional.
Yeah, the professional stuff has come a long way. Even in the short amount of time I've competing, the amount of transfer that's coming off after your base coat the night before and day off is minimal.
Yep.
It's minimal now. And that's just like within like a 5-year span, I've seen the quality of the tan improve. So it's great.
It's come a long way. It has.
All right, so that's all that. The next thing, if you're really into competing and you want to do it on a budget, is you need to really figure out how to spread those costs over time. So again, if you're starting with a 16, 20-week prep, you know, I would focus on getting your contest registrations done early. Sometimes there's like early bird. You pay less cost up front the earlier you do it, so look for that. Same thing, like next I would maybe reserve the hotel. A lot of times the promoters will have like a hotel block that's a separate cost. It's a little less than like what it costs to do it just through the hotel site. So I would definitely do that early.
It's usually a competitor discount as well because they reserve the whole block.
Absolutely. Then the next thing is if you're a female, put that deposit down your suit. And you can usually pay off the remainder later, or you can work with the suit maker. You could do monthly payments or something if they offer that. But the goal here is to try to spread those costs out so you're not like, you know, coming out of pocket a significant amount at the end or at the beginning.
Yeah, another tip, if you can, compete locally.
Yes.
There's no travel cost if you do it locally. If you travel to compete, you're going to pay the travel cost on top of all that. And competing is stressful already, man. The closer you can do it to home, the better it's going to be, the less stressful it'll be. You travel. I've seen people travel all the way across country.
I mean, I've competed in Scottsdale, Arizona, you guys. So I had to fly me and James out there, get a hotel, and like you said, it's stressful on your body. When you fly, you hold water. So we actually had to go out like 3 days before the show. So that's a lot more nights at the hotel. We had to make sure we had that Planet Fitness membership so we could go and get workouts in. We had to buy full food. Like it definitely added up for sure. It's a lot easier local.
Angel James, how's your back? Gotten better? And what changes did you make in your training to keep from injuring it more?
Nice question.
Great question, Angel. Thanks for following up, bro. I am at 100%. I'm ready to rock and roll. I haven't done anything crazy yet. Did deadlifts yesterday. We're just easing the weight back up. I didn't do anywhere near 500 pounds, but we're getting around 300. So we're getting up there.
That's good.
It's getting there. I'm just taking it slowly, baby. No pain anymore, though. Thanks for asking, Angel. Aileen, that's why I hesitate competing. The cost and for what just the bragging rights and maybe a trophy.
You said it. There's a lot of trophy hunters out there, Aileen.
I've had a lot of competitors do one show and say, this ain't for me. You can take this trophy and throw it in the trash. I can't believe I spent all this time, money, and effort for this trophy. I don't know what they were expecting, but once again, most competitors live the lifestyle anyway, so just getting on stage is just part of it.
Yeah.
But I don't get the trophy hunters, man.
Yeah.
Example, if you've done a show, or even if you haven't done a show, but you sign up for novice, true novice, debut, open, masters, what are you doing? You want 5 trophies?
Like, where are you putting all these trophies?
What are you doing? And you just spent all that money to do all those different classes for what?
The other thing I've seen that's interesting is like the athlete will already qualify for national show with the one show, and then 2 weeks, 3 weeks later, they do another local show. It's like, I don't understand why you keep doing the local shows when you're qualified for nationals. Like, you should either go into off season till the next year, hit nationals, or find the next national show instead of doing all these local shows.
Yes, those are trophy hunters. That's what we're talking about when we say trophy hunters. They're qualified nationally, but they keep winning locally because they know they can walk in and win and get another first place trophy.
Yeah.
I don't get it. Go to nationals and compete next level. You've already qualified yourself.
Yeah.
But I guess they want another trophy.
Yeah.
Tom, welcome, Tom. Have you ever had any issues taking creatine monohydrate, like excessive peeing or bloating? I have not, but I've had clients that it does bloat them and messes up their GI a little bit.
I've definitely had clients with the bloating, not the excessive peeing, but bloating, absolutely.
Yeah. Didn't affect me. Did it affect you later? No. Okay. King Darius, the summer shred is here. It actually was over the weekend. I think I was thinking of competing in transformation class next year.
That's fantastic.
If that's what motivates you and keeps you going, brother, 100% dedicate yourself to it and do it.
Yeah, if you guys aren't tracking, we have a playlist on our YouTube called Bodybuilding Prep Chronicles, Darius, and it has so much competing information in there, from like, the things I wish I knew before my first competition, to diet, to posing. Anything you could possibly want to know about competitive bodybuilding is in that playlist, so definitely check it out.
Yeah, and anybody who wants to get on the stage, I take my hat off to you. I don't care if it's transformation stage. I don't care if it's true novice. It takes a lot, time, dedication, effort, everything. And again, once again, King Darius, if that's what's going to keep you motivated, keep you going, go for it, baby.
Absolutely. Going back to the cost for competing, I highly, highly recommend you guys create a spreadsheet or write it down on a piece of paper what all the little costs are going to be before you commit to bodybuilding. I've had clients kind of start this process, run out of money or not understand the financial commitment that it was going to take to get through the 16-20 weeks. So definitely take time up front to understand what those costs are and how you're going to spread them out to make it affordable for you. And there's, you can use a spreadsheet tool. Maybe that would be a great way to use AI, help you out there. But
confirm the answer.
Yeah, confirm the answer though. But yeah, all right. So moving into our next section, we're going to talk about kind of like more of that lifestyle lifters, because a lot of this applies to you guys too. So even if you're not competing, you still have to plan your meals. You still have to buy your gym clothes. You still have to use supplements and all of that. So you definitely want to make sure that you're looking for those deals. I know in terms of gym clothes, like you can get some pretty quality things just on Amazon, right? So you can wait till Amazon Prime Day.
Drop shipping.
Yeah, and do that.
Get some 88 gear, y'all.
There you go. So yeah, like if you are not hung up on name brand things, you could save a lot of money. Even on the supplements, Dave & Buster makes his own supplements. So you can buy the individual ingredients. Sure, it'll be a little bit of a learning curve in that, but you can definitely do that and save a little bit sometimes.
Save a lot. I mean, last week, 30 cents a pre-workout. That is cheap, y'all. If you can do that, I mean, just look at your energy drinks and how much you're spending on them. Compare that to 30 cents. Come on, you can't beat that, baby. Right.
88 Health and Wellness says, what's your opinion on prepared meal services? Is it worth the cost? Yes and no. So that's a great question because we've done it throughout the times. So sometimes convenience is worth it for me and James. Because we are so busy with clients, our full-time job, trying to prep, whatever, sometimes that can be helpful, mostly when we're bulking though. Like I think the level of precision that's needed when cutting, I wouldn't trust a prepared meal service to count my macros for me. But definitely in the off season, there are times where it's a lot easier for me and James just to grab and go something out the freezer than take the time to meal prep.
It's a good answer. And, you know, when we did it for a while, and they have different cooks or different chefs preparing your food. So one week it might be good. The next week, everything's going to be overcooked, nasty, not done correctly, et cetera, et cetera. So it changes week to week, even with the same company. So keep that in mind as well. We also got tired of the diet.
It got boring.
They had a limited selection of what they cooked. So we repeated, and it was like, oh man, I want something else.
Yeah.
I'm tired of what was it, the candy yam or whatever it was. The first time we had this candy yam, we were like, oh, this is awesome, so good. And about the 30th time, we're like,
Yeah, it was basically a sweet potato that had some ground turkey on it, some spinach, cranberries. It was very good the first several times. But same, not just prepared meal service. Like sometimes if James and I are short on time, you better believe we're buying that, you know, pack of like shredded rotisserie chicken. We just did it this week, you guys. We got back from vacation. It's like, I don't have time today to cook our meal. So we went and we paid the money, but you know, it's about $8 for, I don't know, a pound of shredded chicken or less than a pound. So, you know, I could buy a whole lot more chicken for that price. So just, you got to weigh out the price versus the convenience for you.
It made 3 or 4 meals, so it wasn't bad for $8. So not too bad. King Darius, oh wow, that's very interesting. Tom, what supplements do you recommend? Number 1, creatine. As long as it doesn't jack you up. 100% creatine. What do you recommend?
I mean, if you're not able to get all your protein in for a day, then supplementing with some type of whey protein, absolutely. Pre-workout, maybe not necessary, depending on if you have other sources like caffeine pills, coffee, something else, as long as you're able to get your good workout in.
Yeah, so supplements are a rabbit hole, man. And if you got endless budget, I can rattle off all kinds of supplements you should be taking, but who has an endless budget, right?
Yeah.
There's EAAs, there's BCAAs, there's protein powders, creatine, there's glutamine, the list goes on and on and on, citrulline, arginine. It just depends.
And we did cover a lot of that in part 1 last week. So if you guys haven't seen part 1 to this, we definitely went through the supplements and what we recommended for like must-haves and things.
The number 1 I would recommend is creatine. I wouldn't go without creatine. Unless, like I said, it jacks your stomach up.
Yeah. And a lot of people that aren't competing, like they're either going on summer vacations, they might even do a photo shoot. We know a lot of people that do those like milestone birthday photo shoots, maybe like a wedding photo shoot or something like that. So a lot of what we're talking about applies. Like, you know, you are spending time on the training, trying to like book a venue for a photo shoot, paying the photographer. So again, like tracking all those costs and trying to spread them up helps a lot with the budgeting.
I mean, true statement. I don't get it much anymore because I'm primarily just a coach these days. But when I worked at Gold's, I got a lot of clients getting ready for a wedding. I mean, a lot of clients came in. Hey, I'm getting married in 3 months. I need to fit into my wedding dress, number 1. And they want to look good on their wedding day. There's nothing wrong with that. Just keep it going. Most of them stop after the wedding day. Keep it going after your wedding day.
Yeah. James and I actually just watched the documentary Fit for Life yesterday. We finished that. That was interesting just to see how many people that were previously on The Biggest Loser kind of reverted back to their old ways after. So yeah, I'm curious if anyone on there has seen that documentary as well. It was interesting.
It's pretty sad to see how many of them go through a life-changing event and then just go home and gain the weight back.
But yeah, so if you are thinking about competing, we actually have a contest prep timeline that we can email to you guys. So definitely reach out to me if you want that. You can either email us at info@88fitnesstraining.com or reach out to us on YouTube or Instagram, and I will send you the full competition prep timeline. It kind of tells you when you should purchase each thing or start thinking about each aspect. And that's helpful, especially if you're trying to build a budget. It'll tell you kind of exactly what it's going to take for budgeting purposes.
Yeah. 88 Health and Wellness. Interesting. Thanks. No problem. Happy to help. Angel, you need to do a short showing off your merch and where people can purchase it. Great idea, Angel. We will make that happen, baby. King Darius, lifestyle. Yeah, lifestyle change over quick weight loss for my wife and I, one day at a time.
That's
fantastic,
right.
brother.
It's the best way to do it.
That is. If you can find your lifestyle, a healthy lifestyle, that's the one you can stick with forever. All the fad diets, they're just that. They're temporary. Nobody sticks to them forever.
Yeah.
You need a healthy lifestyle and a healthy diet, something you can stick with the rest of your life.
In fact, that's where it comes back to good coaching. Like, I will have that conversation with my client and say, yes, we can do a quick thing for the wedding or the event, but like, don't just fall off the wagon. Come back to me as soon as that event's done, and let's get you back out into like a healthy reverse so it's sustainable, right? And a lot of times they'll be like, yeah, and they just don't come back. But the ones that do, they're able to maintain that physique that they've built after.
Yeah, and I'm glad you brought that up, King Darius. You know, Biggest Loser is not realistic. They were working out 6 hours a day.
Yeah,
and
full-time job.
Eating 800 calories a day. You come home, you don't have time to do a 6 hour workout if you work 40 hours a week, trust me. And you got a family on top of that. So once again, find yourself a lifestyle. You know, we're talking about Biggest Loser, and I kind of feel bad for them because they plucked them out, put them in a lifestyle that's not realistic, something they can't do when they get back at home, and then they came home and they failed. So, all right, enough of that. Dave and Buster, most pre-workouts are filled with fluff that don't do anything but make it look super scientific. There you go.
Yeah.
They got flavors in them, too, that you don't need. Artificial flavors and stuff. Dave and Buster, only 2 or 3 ingredients, do anything.
Dave and Buster, you need to make like your own YouTube channel or something where you're making your own supplements. Like, that would be great content, and I would love to see it.
Try to get a lot of people watching, yeah.
For sure. All right, guys. So hopefully that helped. That concludes our part 2 on budget bodybuilding. Like, we definitely wanted to cover the contest side of that. But if you missed part 1 of this, which was more of that lifestyle bodybuilder kind of aspect, definitely go back and check that out. In terms of content coming up this week, you will actually see my full behind the scenes contest stuff. So this previous week was more about peak week. So the video dropping this week is actual contest day. So you'll get to see me up on stage, the posing routine, like some of the glam, the tanning, all that good stuff. So definitely tune in next week to check out those videos.
Yeah. Aileen, waiting for the Bulking Done Right series.
There you go. I like that idea.
That is a great idea, Aileen. After her series, I'm doing an all dumbbell series for people that only have dumbbells to work out with. But after that, we can definitely do Bulking Done Right. That's a great item. I'm going to put that on the calendar, matter of fact. King Darius, great stream, y'all. God bless you guys. Thanks for tuning in, King Darius. We appreciate you. Angel, keep lifting, keep living, keep laughing. All right. Appreciate you, Angel.
And for sure, we want to hear from you guys. So if you've ever competed and you had some kind of like prep cost sneak up on you that you weren't expecting, definitely drop a comment. We'd love to hear from that. And a lot of people have asked about apparel. So next week, you guys, we're going to turn on the drop shipment store. And so we will probably do some of that live in real time next week with you guys. So be ready to get that link next week so you guys can go on there and start ordering stuff.
Fantastic.
But all right, guys, until next time, we appreciate each and every one of you. Definitely keep hitting that like and let your friends know about the channel. That'd be great.
All right. Aileen's getting his barbecue on.
All right.